from good? Do you feel like a couple days off can be for his team with how banged up y'all been?
You know, I think so. You know, we got hit a little bit last week with some different things that I hope the last couple of days has helped us. I think it will, obviously, but then we'll do a little bit of work here today, head over to Nashville and get ready to go, and hope that we can stay and have a long weekend.
How's Nate feeling?
He's okay, but you know what? It's he's did some more. He did some things with Chad the last couple of days, and I think he'll see a little bit more today. But it's still we'll just see. You know, but he has been doing more with Chad running and G, those type things, and I'll probably push him a little bit more today and see how he responds from it.
How's Troy?
I don't think Troy will practice today because that stinger, he got hit again right where it stings, and we know that he's going to have to do all-season surgery. But again, Troy wanted to say, I want to stay and help as much as I can until the season's over. But I don't. I looked at the report this morning and said he wouldn't be available today.
How challenging is that, given some moments that he's been able to provide, and even on Saturday knocking down that three before he got hit again?
Well, I don't think there's any question. We know that with time, you know, he's going to be able to help us. I mean, because he wants to. He wants to be here, obviously, and but it's the things you go through when you are in a season as long as our season is, and he'll have to. We'll just have to hope other guys will step up and do the job for us.
Was there anything to Amari kind of turning his ankle, leaving the game at all? Was there anything to that?
Yeah, he's nursing with it. I mean, it's still sore, which this time of year, I'm not sure guys that have those kind of injuries and aid him, they ever truly get back to 100%. It's just what they can tolerate and what we can do with it. But I know, again, with both of those guys, they're doing everything they can to take care of their business with that.
Has Amari been able to do anything in practice?
I think he'll do some. I mean, today, I think he will, you know, but we'll see.
How much more of a confident player is Amari at this point in the season than how he was when maybe he first arrived in his first couple of games?
I think there's a lot of difference. You know, he came in, Amari's worked hard, like all freshmen coming in. You know, he went through it thinking it was going to be easier than it was, and but he had his ups and downs, but he never went backwards, really. He hit the wall there for a little bit. We got hurt at a time when tough time to get hurt, and fell behind I think a couple of weeks, but came back and realized he had to catch up. But he asked the coaching staff, what do I need to do right now to help this team? And we told him, and he's pretty much he's taken that and he's ran with it. The other night just shows glimpses of what we think he can be. I mean, we believed in him from the time we recruited him. He's the kind of player that we've done a lot of great things with, and I think the other night, and I mentioned it after game, you know, he knows that we need to have an inside presence, and he turned down some shots early because he knew that we wanted to get the ball in there, and they obviously were backing off of him, and Amari can shoot the ball. We told him, say, if you're open, you got to shoot it, you got to be aggressive, and he had a great night.
What does it say about his determination that after that meeting that you, the coaching staff, had with him, maybe it's like that constructive criticism and how to be better? What does that say about his determination to take that and run with it?
Well, I think anytime it speaks volumes about a player when they ask and they want to know the real answer. Sometimes players will just come in and think, you know, ask but not really want to hear the truth about it. And Amari's not afraid of the truth. And when he had a good run, that he kind of went backwards a little bit. And like most players, when they start having success, they all at once they want to try to do more and more and more, and they get out of where they are at that point in time, because as time goes on, you expect to see players' roles expand and change. And I mean, he really wants to be a good basketball player. But I think he's got the character, he's got the work ethic, he's got the determination. And again, he's every time he's asked for some coaching, he's received it well, and so we're proud of him. But I told him the other night, I said, hey, this is just the start. You know, you can never get complacent. You can never think you've arrived. As long as you're in this game, you can never think you've arrived. And I believe that he'll continue to get better.
How do you think Jalen's going to close out the regular season?
What?
Jalen.
We need more from him. I mean, you know, the other night during the game, he was sick. You know, he left in the game and was, you know, had a bout with throwing up. And but we need him to. We just need him to be really good defensively and rebounding. If he scores, he scores. we just need him to do the things defensively and rebound the basketball. And we've talked a lot about his percentages aren't what we want him to be and what he wants them to be, but if he'll play defense and rebound and when he had the opportunity to score the way that he needs to, he'll help us.
You mentioned identity the other night. Do you think this team knows its identity?
I think we've shown it. I think that because of some different things, I mean, we've been right there with every team. You look at every team in the country, every team. They've had some ups and downs, and we're no different than those guys. Players, I was with Jacoby the other night. I think he cares so much. I think he put a lot of pressure on himself playing his last game here, which could be a blessing in disguise because this time of year, you can't get caught up in emotion of wanting to play well. You just got to concentrate and do what you've done all year, and he's had a great year for us. He's had a great year. And that's the things that when they happen, you have to maybe for the right time, the right reason, because we know that we're going into tournament play now, SEC, and then next week the NCAA, and you've got to be your best. And we've had some games this year where we've shown that we can be really good, but we've got to put it together for 40 minutes. I think we've got to be better at closing games. Second half, our defensive numbers aren't as good in the second half as they have been in the first half, and whether that's guys getting tired or whatever it might be, we've got to figure out that here in the next couple of days and try to improve on that.
I know foul trouble was probably a big part of it, but what was different for JP in the second half compared to the first half the other night?
Well, I think anytime, it's important that you get big guys involved early. And I mean, those guys are no different than guards. I mean, they want to shoot the ball. They want to touch it. I don't necessarily think they want to shoot it every time they get it, but I do think they want to be involved, and it's up to guards to get that done. And but JP is again, he's got to stay out of foul trouble. That's important. It really is, and he's a guy that can do a lot of different things, with the ball, and as long as he can stay healthy and his conditioning is getting better and better, that's what we need from him right now.
Do you feel Jalen has better touch around the rim than his shooting numbers would indicate?
Well, it's angles. You look at him, more times than not this year, he's got himself trapped underneath the basket where there's nowhere to go. And by this time, and we've talked to him at length about it, it's all about you guys are in practice. We talk about space, attacking space. He hasn't figured that out yet in terms of where his space is and where he's got to get, because he has gotten underneath the rim to where he's got nowhere to go but back, which is an easy shot to block. You can block that shot, anybody. I mean, he's had guards block his shot because he's got nowhere to go but backwards, and he has to put the ball right back in their face and in their hands, and that's where, again, we keep talking to him about it, but that's the part on the offensive end he's got to figure out.
What's the difference between a good team and a great team this time of year?
I think totally being connected and everyone understanding how difficult it is to win, and that you can't have bad nights right now. You can't. As you keep going into certainly tournament play, I mean, there's such a fine line between winning and losing, and one possession, two possessions here or there would be the difference. And knowing that everything that we've talked about after every game, taking care of the ball, transition defense, rebounding the ball, all those type things, and shot selection, it shows up this time of year.
Is it possible for a team that has had the inconsistencies to put together a consistent 40 minutes this time of year when it's been hard all year?
Well, like I said the other night, I've lived a long time and I've seen that from teams that come out of nowhere. And this time of year, it clicks. And I've seen teams that, you look at the NCAA tournament, it's teams, every seed is 6 teams beat a 1. So, to answer your question, teams can get going, and for whatever reason, and sometimes, your opponent will help you. That goes back to your question about good teams, great teams. Great teams aren't going to help their opponent, and they're going to do what they need to do to take care of their business and get it done. But I think there's so much parity right now across the board that matchups will be important. That's certainly important, but it's about taking care of yourself and knowing what you have to do to put yourself in the best position to win.
What do you appreciate or cherish most about this time of the season?
Well, it's everything you work for. We all work. I've said many, many times that you don't ever take getting to postseason for granted. it's hard, and I think will always be more difficult the more, well, if you want to talk about the NIL, whatever it might be, you don't take it for granted. And when you get there, you want to make the most of it. And, we're playing for championships. That's what we want. There's only going to be one this weekend. There's only going to be one in 4 weeks from now. There's going to be one. And everybody else that started out would say that you might say you had a good year, a great year, so-called year, whatever it may be, but the ultimate is trying to be the last team standing this on, Sunday and in 3 weeks on Monday night.
What do you remember about
That's
your
why.
bout with kidney stones last year?
Well, I've had it so many times, I'm a tough guy. I've lived with kidney stones my whole life, and I know how to handle it now. The first one I had, I thought I was dying. Now I can tell it when it's coming. I'm just glad that UT Medical got me in there real quick and gave me great care and got me out of there and got me right up to the game. So I feel good about it. If I get hit all at once, I know I'm going to be in good hands here at UT Medical.
Thanks, Coach.